Welcome back to the shop. In our last two videos, you watched me install our ceiling and the wall paneling and all of our window boxes on the interior of our E350 Adventure van here. In this video, we are going to start working on the other interior finishes in the van. But before we do that, I got a project I need to complete. We're going to be building cabinets, which means I'm going to be cutting down a lot of sheet goods, and I am tired of working on the floor here in the shop. Busted my knees. So I have wanted to build a nice assembly table as long as I've had woodworking tools, and I've never had enough room for it. Now we've got the big shop. I'm gonna build that today. That's gonna get me up off the ground and make things a lot smoother. We've got a 4x8 sheet of sanded plywood that I pulled out of the van that the original owner had used as like a temporary flooring for it. It's in pretty decent condition. And then I went to Home Depot today, picked up 50 bucks worth of 2x4s. I'm gonna build a full assembly table and just get up off the ground when I'm assembling big stuff. So it's gonna be a big 4x8 monster 300-pound workbench thing. Let's get to it. All right, so just use stop blocks to get everything all the same length. I'm gonna leave 2 inches of overhang on every side of the tabletop. It's gonna give me plenty of spots to like clamp down to. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make with your shop furniture or workbenches or even bunk beds and things like that is they will assemble like legs and a frame like this and screw into it. That's a no-no, because basically all of your strength then relies on the pull-out forces of your screws or the shearing strength of your screws, and they're not that strong. The right way to do it, well, the really right, nice way to do it is to use, like if we were using 2x framing, would be to like use a 4x4 post and cut notches in it so that this rests inside the notch. The poor person way of doing that, the poor man's I should say, is to create your own 4x4 from two 2x4s. See how nice that is? And you wouldn't just suspend it like this. This needs to go all the way to the floor. So all the load transfer of all the weight and hammering on it and stuff like that is going wood into wood into wood into the ground. The screws are just there to hold everything nice and tight and in place. The legs are gonna have a notch at the top where one corner of the frame will go like this, and the long part of the frame will go like that. And there's actually going to be a frame on the bottom. I'm going to leave it open for now, but eventually I can come through and just put plywood underneath it and have a shelf on the bottom. But I'm not buying any new plywood today. You'll kind of see how it all just sort of stacks together. Now, ideally, I'd have a big assembly table to assemble these legs on instead of crawling around on the ground. But that's why we have to make one. So let's make it work. Last time. Okay, one leg down. Got 4 legs, start assembling. Now before I go putting in the top frame, I'm going to take some time and drill some pilot holes through all of my cross members that are gonna secure to the tabletop. So yeah, I'll use the stop collar on my pocket hole jig to drill partially through, and then I'll be able to drive a screw through into the tabletop without it coming through the top.
We had a long night.
Woo! This bad boy is sturdy, guys.
I took two broken blades into a fist fight. She said, give me a reason why I should take it or leave it. Why don't you just give me a reason why I should take it or leave it? Or you can leave me here bleeding. I said, alright. We like to rip it up and take flight. And I can meet you on the
Now, wouldn't a nice, clean, fresh sheet of plywood be better? Yeah, of course. This one's got like nails and stuff sticking out of it that I'll have to clean up. But this is Wilder Adventures history. This was the flooring in the van that we pulled out. I think for a sacrificial piece of wood that's gonna get beat up and probably get replaced over and over its lifetime, this is a great starting point.
why I should take it or leave it. Why don't you just give me a reason why I should take it or leave it. Oh, you would never believe it. I said, alright. We like to rip it up and take flight. Then I can meet you on the website, and we can swim into the sunrise. We could dance all night.
You can park a truck on this thing. You can park the van on this thing. It's a little more wiggity than that, but I'll take it. Now, in addition to this being a nice, flat work surface for me to assemble cabinets and furniture and stuff on, it's also intentionally designed to be the same height as my table saw and my other work table so that I can work off of it, or I can use it as an outfeed for when I'm moving, you know, parts through the table saw, etc. They can just flow right out on the table. This is gonna be nice. We got a thing at the botanical garden tonight that Paige and Henry want to go to. They don't know it. We're taking the van because we have a cool ass van and I want to drive it around.
Now that I've had a popsicle, I'm in a good mood and I can talk to you all.
Were you in a bad mood before?
I was a little grumpy. Why are you moving it around?
It fell.
Oh.
Well, they can't see this. This is embargoed.
It's perfect.
This is in a future video. It totally works great.
They can't see that? We just drove the van to the botanical gardens.
I didn't know we were watching an opera.
Was this the first time we've all gone in the van?
We went to the lumber store once.
Yeah, it was an opera. It was great.
Like, clearly I didn't read the invite all the way.
I was trying to show them the hall. We have our folding wagon.
It looks so tiny back
And some
there.
camping gear back there, but
Yeah.
just like, you know, for scale.
Dude, I got the rear. Oh, let's do the rear AC. Max AC, rear high, front high. It's blasting. Henry, I haven't ducted yours yet, but it's back there.
We also just ghosted on all of our friends. So we should probably get out of here in case.
Can we at
If
least?
you're wondering where we went, when you watch this video a month from now, you'll know.
We came to sit in the car and talk to the camera.
Cool.
Do you guys know what's going on with our lives at all? I haven't filmed anything.
No, they don't know anything.
We're building this van so that we can take it all the way to the West Coast
An hour ago.
Love it.
this summer, because we're not totally confident in our RVs like mechanicals for something that far. It
We can
is,
fit in a regular parking space and almost back out, sort of, kind of.
yeah.
Stuff.
So that's amazing. We've run some errands now and like tested out just normal parking lot situations. No problems. Anyway, we're going to California this summer in this van. but there's still like wires sticking out of the wall. But there's walls now, which is amazing, and it's beautiful.
It's so quiet too.
Yeah. So there's just like obviously still a lot to get done. And we committed to some things at home, like a pool pass for the month of June. And so we're kind of like setting a rough deadline to have the van done by the end of June, take it out for a month plus, and then be able to get Henry back for the start of public school. So I think we're on track to have a really great summer. I'm really enjoying, this is kind of the opposite of how we normally do things.
This is the first summer that we haven't like instantly.
Yeah.
This time last year we were like, I don't know,
far.
we were in the Black Hills by this point.
We usually bail immediately because we like already had the transportation to do it. But this is actually really nice because this is not the worst part of summer here. It's just gonna get hotter. So we're like enjoying the warmer weather and being home and like going to the pool and all that stuff. And can you, on camera, can you tell how like quiet and nice this is to drive?
So. We'll insert some footage of us talking to the camera over the sound of the RV at 50 miles an hour. Well, I mean, that's a different train.
There's no way we're faster than a train.
Well,
especially when we first got the RV, it was so loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has like a sound system with speakers, and so does the RV, but you cannot hear the ones in the RV unless, yeah, you just can't.
World's most incognito cell tower.
Yeah.
You guys can't even tell that's a cell tower, can you? But all right, we're back in the shop. I got my new work table all set up. I'll give you a quick tour. It's already gotten cluttered and messy, but I've set up my table saw as well as my little mini workbench that I've been working off of. That's got my jigsaw table set up on that. I've moved my compressor and my vacuum all out here to the middle, which is awesome, so I can hook up the vacuum to collect dust while I'm working. My compressor's there, so I can hook up the nailer, air up tires, whatever I need to do. So I think this is gonna be a really nice ergonomic layout. I've also been doing some conceptual drawing of our cabinet layouts, just to kind of get a feel for it. I haven't actually done the measuring on this to figure out if it's close to scale, but I did my best artist depiction of what I think the cabinets and the layout of this van is gonna look like. So my goal for this next step is to get measurements from those cabinets, maybe start building some of the simpler boxes out so I can get those in place and kind of measure the difference. And then I've got a couple of like just kind of loose ends I need to tie up. I want to do this entryway step. I'm probably going to do that first. Get that all cleaned up. I've got this spot that a cabinet's going to go on top of that you can't stand, so I'm going to fill that in. And I need to box out the wheel wells and insulate them, and box out the place where the gas tank kind of comes through the wall by Henry's seat. So I'm gonna get started on all that. saved this trim piece from the original steps. It was all cracked and beat up and I didn't want to use it because it had holes in it, but I knew that this would come in handy for making a template for the bottom piece here. Let's go. And check out that fit. Yes. This one. Yes. Oh shit! My hand is broken. Cool. Now, convenient cubby here under the step, under our cabinet. That's wedged in there, but it's not. I've kind of built myself into a corner with this entry step. There's no way for me to secure the bottom of that board without like pocket holes in the front of it. I'm gonna try toenailing it in. I'll take it. Well, the step came out pretty good last night. It's got like one tiny imperfection where I had the board flipped over the wrong side when I ran it through the table saw, so my line matched up on the top, but the bottom, the kerf got a hold of it and cut a little deeper, and so it's a little bit visible. But as soon as I have our flooring installed, we're gonna put like vinyl plank flooring over the top of our subfloor. Then I'm gonna put a metal threshold over the top of that and you won't even see it. Last thing I can do, and then we'll be totally prepped for cabinets, is boxing out the wheel well and the gas tank inlet. So I'm just gonna go to my scrap 1/2-inch plywood that I used for the subfloor, start cutting boxes. All right, well, I forgot to add the 1/2 inch for the thickness of my outer face on that. So I'm a 1/2 inch short. There's a gap against the wall. That's fine, it doesn't matter. It's just, we're putting cabinets over it. It's just a box to hold insulation and let me run water pipes and build a bin where I can store stuff on top of it. It's fine, it's perfect. So I'll spare y'all having to watch me cut another box, but I'm gonna cut another box and then we'll put it in.
I've been in the darkness for 40 days. I've been searching for holy flames, a sign to light up the way. So can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been more certain of truth before. I've been called a righteous man before. Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before. So can you help me out?
One more box to go. We got dinner plans. So I'm gonna go have dinner, come back tonight and finish it up.
Can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told. So can you help me out? Oh, yeah. Can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own?
Well, with the last of our boxing out, that's what I'm calling it, done in the van, the wheel wells, and yeah, you get it, you just saw me do it. And the steps done in the front, the entry step, we are ready now to move on to cabinets finally. So I've been getting my measurements. I'm already starting to realize there are potentially some issues with my layout design now that I can get in and measure the finished dimensions. And yeah, I'm gonna do some pondering on it, go get some wood, and we're gonna build out a bed and some cabinets in this van. Thanks for watching. If you want to see how it ends up, be sure and get subscribed.
Out in the mystery